What's going on, gang? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Tribute, the evolution of Optimus Prime. The set comes with two different figures. We've got Orion Pax and War for Cybertron Optimus Prime, both modeled in blue, silver, charcoal, and red. They're interesting. As you can see, the figures are roughly the same size, but they are completely different in aesthetic transformation and even in coloring. If you look at the legs, you can see that the blues are much different. The Optimus Prime figure has a much darker, deeper blue, while we're looking at more of a lighter blue here on Orion Pax. And also the chest and the reds and all the other colors are different shades. They are obviously red, but the Optimus Prime figure is a much deeper red, while the Orion Pax is a much brighter red, which does make sense. If you remember the G1 cartoon, Orion Pax was a lighter red than after he was formatted into Optimus Prime. Each figure comes with its own accessories. Orion Pax comes with the same guns that Titans Returns Cup had, and they combine into the double barrel blaster, which fits on his back nicely. Then Optimus Prime comes with the same transforming gun that he did all those years ago. See, flips into his Telltale gun. As you can see, both gun sets can be stored on the backs of both robot modes. A problem that I've run into with both figures are the hips. The hips are very loose on the Titans Returns Orion Pax. That can be fixed. Oddly enough, the hips on Optimus Prime were incredibly tight, but after transforming him a couple of times, they've now become pretty loose, both of which can be fixed with a little bit of Pledge floor polish in the hips, or in the ball joints specifically. Now, Orion Pax was transformed perfectly correctly out of the box. No problems. Overall, he looks really good. However, Prime was very badly mistransformed. First, both of his toes were not transformed correctly. They were pointing up. His knee, or I should say, kneecaps, were flipped down. The shoulders were mistransformed. They were kind of like this and pointing down to get him in the box. And these tires were flipped out, preventing any real articulation of the shoulders. So it's not so much it was mistransformed, it was sort of transformed. So just be aware of that if you get this set. And speaking of the transformation, we're going to go ahead and get into that now. Starting off with Orion Pax, pop his head off, let him fall over, flip his toes into the backs of his feet, take the arms, fold the arms up and peg them into the shoulders, and then take the arms, point the elbows forward, and flip them up at the shoulders over where the head was, and peg them into place. Then take the fists and flip them out or up as far as they will go. Next, come to the chest and take the canopy and flip it all the way up. Push the top of the chest back, grab the center at the abdomen and unpeg it and flip it all the way out, and then fold it down as far as it'll go. Flip the inside of his tummy down, fold the canopy down, and flip the tummy section up. Then we can take the hips, turn them 180 degrees, come to the feet or the legs, take the front of the shins, pop them up, which will form the bed of the vehicle mode, flip the outside of the leg and fold it all the way out. Then at the knee, flip that entire section around, fold it up underneath the front of the vehicle mode, peg it into place, then close up the bed of the vehicle mode and flip up the back of the knee to form the back of the trunk, or I should say back of the flatbed. The vehicle mode we end up with is pretty darn good. If you've ever seen Cup or have watched my video review of Cup, you know that I actually do like this vehicle mode quite a bit. It works well for Orion Pax. Yeah, it's still Cup, and it's still a Cybertronian pickup truck, but it works. I think it looks good, and this is a good idea for... And Hasbro... And I like the fact that Hasbro used this version, or this toy, for Orion Pax. It works. However, I think the target... However, I don't particularly like the design of Cup's head there, i.e. the Titan Master. It doesn't totally work for Orion Pax. Now moving on to the transformation for Optimus Prime, and it wasn't until I got this figure that I realized I really don't like this transformation. This figure is just a pain to transform, and a lot of the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron figures were a bit on the difficult side. To start off with, we're going to fold up the fists, and then push the head back, come to the side skirts and fold them out, then unpeg the tummy, flip that up, spin that 180 degrees, and then flip the section that was his tummy/crotch down and just let it rest there. Then we'll come to the legs, grab the legs and pull them away from the rest of the body, flip the entire section around while sliding this in like that, and then kind of turn him upside down like this. Then take the arms and fold them up and turn them so that the shoulder pads will actually form the front bumper of the vehicle mode. And oops, I forgot. You do not want to turn the legs all the way around like that, just that midsection. So fold that up and then flip the wheels from the inside. Fold them around like that. Flip the bumpers down and peg them into place. And by bumpers, they're really the wheel wells. Fold the arms down with the fists pointing towards the back of the vehicle mode. Leave those sections out like that. Coming to the legs, fold the toes up. Fold the kneecaps down. And then come to the outside of the legs, flip the wheels around, and then flip those sections back into place, or the mufflers, I should say. Come to the knees, fold them down, and slide them back. And these will flip up underneath the legs. And then we are going to close these panels, flip the mufflers up, and the panels will peg into that little peg hole right there. And then fold this section back and fold the top of the vehicle mode into place. The alt mode we end up with is really neat. It's kind of like this wheeled tank and is very reminiscent of the Trans-Tech version of Optimus Prime that was previewed, well over 10 years ago at this point. In fact, I forgot when this thing came out. It feels like it's been 10 years, but it's probably only been about 5 or 6. Just, man, feels so old. It's a really nifty alt mode. Just getting it into this alt mode is a pain. It's not a fun transformation. Comparing the two alt modes, you see the vast difference and definite evolution. We've got a civilian truck versus what is effectively a military battering ram. It's a cool evolution of alt modes, though from my understanding, this guy is much, much more powerful than what we have over here. I like these two figures, I really do, but it does feel a little bit strange for Hasbro to release what is effectively a 5 or 6 year old figure and not even a couple month-year-old figure. Heck, some places in the US haven't even found Cup yet, let alone this guy who is, I think, an Amazon exclusive. That's where I picked this set up. It's just strange. I get what Hasbro is doing. I understand why they wanted to release something like this, but it's just odd. It really feels like Hasbro's run out of ideas. Of course, we say that every year. So, gang, I like this set. I think it's worth picking up. I picked it up over at Amazon.com, and I believe it is currently available. So head over there and pick it up if you can. So thank you for watching this video review. As always, I am Baltmatrix, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.